Hello, and welcome to another meditation. Today we are going to focus on boundaries. So take a moment to get nice and comfy. Maybe you're sitting up nice and tall, making sure that the crown of the head is centered over the spinal column, grounding the sits bones into the earth or the chair or support underneath you. Doing what you can to make yourself feel nice and supported, both strong and supple. Sthira and Sukha in yoga, we call this strength and softness at the same time. Let's begin to take a couple rounds of deep breath. As you breathe in, feel your abdomen expand. So first you'll feel the belly button come out like a balloon. And then the lower ribs, middle ribs, and upper ribs will expand. And as you exhale, coming down the body. So first the upper ribs lower, then the middle, then the lower ribs, and then the abdomen comes back in, pulling the navel towards the spine. Emptying out all the way. Inhale, belly, ribs, upper chest. Exhale, upper chest, ribs, belly. Continue. Now imagine that you are like a little surfer riding the wave of your breath. So as you inhale, imagine the surfer going in your nose, down your neck, into the bottom of your lungs, expanding into the belly. And as you take a full breath, your little surfer guy comes all the way up to the top of the chest. And as you breathe out, he comes all the way up from the belly and out through the mouth. So breathing in, surfer guy comes in through the nose, down all the way to the belly button. As you breathe out, he comes out and up again. Notice as your breath gently and naturally eases tension, maybe in the jaw, the neck and shoulders, the belly, the chest, the hips, the spine. Wherever you hold your tension or discomfort in the body, just notice. Notice how the breath gently washes away that tension and allows for a clearing, calming, soothing effect in your mind and body. And if you haven't noticed this effect yet, that's okay. Just continue breathing knowing that this natural process is natural for all humans. And you can continue practicing your deep breathing until it works for you. So trust the process, trust your body. Your body naturally wants balance. Your body naturally wants to heal. And when we allow ourselves the time to practice these soothing and healing practices, even if it's just a simple deep breathing exercise, our body will follow our lead. Something you can also add to your deep breathing practice to tone the vagal nerve. The vagal nerve is the nerve in your body that switches on and off the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems. And when we practice soothing, calming exercises, the vagal nerve will start to send signals of safety into our body, telling our stress responses to pipe down, cool it, stress responses. We can relax right now. So deep breathing. And then you can pair that with a deep hum. The hum increases the vagal tone. So take a deep breath in, and on the out breath, we will hum. Ready? And hum. Notice the vibration. You may feel it in your jaw, in your mouth, in your nose. Maybe you feel it deeper in your facial structure, or in your throat, or in your chest. You can even place your hands on the chest or on the belly to feel the vibration of the hum. The vibration is the really magical part that helps to tone the vagus nerve. So the more we can embrace and increase that vibration, the more soothing effect we will have on our body. Let's try that again. Inhale. Beautiful. Now you may be asking, what does this breathing and humming and the vagal nerve have to do with boundaries? Well, it all has to do with a word called interoception. Interoception is a word that means feeling intuitively inside your body. So connecting to body sensations. Noticing how your body feels in response to feelings of safety, trust, calm. Notice how the body feels in connection to those emotions. When we truly feel safe in our environment and supported and loved and nurtured, our body has a cascading effect of calming and soothing. Endorphins are released to let the body calm down and get into rest and digest mode. You can tell if your body is calming if you start to notice a somatic release. So this might come in the form of maybe wanting to take a deeper breath, maybe a yawn or a burp, maybe even like your stomach might gurgle You may even, this is kind of funny, but you may even feel the need to pass gas. This tells us that our digestive system has kicked in and we're starting to rest and digest. We're getting out of the survival sympathetic mode of fight and flight, where our heart rate is slowing down, the blood flow is balancing throughout all of our organs and our nervous system. When we are in fight or flight, our heart rate increases, our stress hormone, cortisol, and adrenaline start to pump through our body, and the blood flow tends to move out towards the extremities. And what happens in the brain is we are not focused on anything else other than our survival. So you might notice anxiety and stress, and in your mind, you might be thinking about um, maybe something that happened in the past that your nervous system is still trying to fight and get away from. Or maybe there's something in the present that you're trying to focus on overcoming. For example, maybe your bills are coming due and you might feel strapped for cash and you're like, how am I going to get this bill paid? So when you're in that survival mode, you'll notice you don't really feel creative. You don't really feel like you have the luxury of sitting around and resting and relaxing and practicing yoga. All of that might seem so foreign and far away and like feel like a luxury. Like, I don't have the time for that. I don't have time for self-care. I have to survive. I have to pay my bills. So notice how those emotions come up and how those thoughts of I have to survive, I have to fight, I have to run away, I have to flee, I have to, get stuff done. Notice how that comes up and notice how that is paired with the sympathetic response in your body. So starting to notice interoception. Notice how your heart rate increases with the survival responses. And then notice when you give yourself a break, when you give yourself the deep breathing exercises, when you give yourself the space to rest and relax, notice how your body responds to that. That's the beginning of setting boundaries. In order for us to get out of a chronic state of agitation, hyperarousal, survival, anxiety, fight or flight, we need to master techniques of vagal toning. We need to learn how to teach our body to feel safe, to feel grounded, to feel supported and okay, loved and nourished, so that the body can rest and digest and repair and heal and recover from life. So we're beginning with ourselves, starting to create an internal space of safety where we can begin to thrive within our nervous system. Even if you don't change anything in your life, in your environment, you don't have to change anything in your relationships or anything about your job. We're starting with us. We're starting with our relationship to ourselves, starting with our relationship to our body, giving ourselves the gift of relaxation, resting, and digesting, and noticing how that feels in our body. And notice if you can take this out into the world. Notice if you can cultivate an inner safe space or an inner felt sense of well-being. Maybe you give this space a special name. Could be, for example, a silly one that I'm thinking of is Hannah's Dojo. Like my little space where I am fighting for my own health and well-being. So a dojo is like where people go to practice karate. So I guess my inner safe space could be called my dojo. And so whenever I think of Hannah's dojo, I'm thinking of all the things that I'm doing to fight for my health and well-being and recovery and healing and loving and nourishing myself. So maybe I'm in a job that I don't like, where I don't really like who I work with. Maybe I feel like my boss is a jerk and a bully. But hey, you know what? I'm going to fight it with all I've got. I'm going to fight this environment by creating my inner felt sense of well-being and affirming to myself that I do deserve health and goodness and vitality. Even if I can't change the outer world, I can change the inner world. And having faith that that is enough and that is something that I can carry with me through this broken, scary world. And another little hopeful thought is the more that we can practice and strengthen our inner safety and our inner dojo, the more we will be able to slowly make improvements in our outer world as well. So we don't have to do it all overnight. We don't have to fix everything right now in order to heal ourselves. We don't have to fall into the trap of all or nothing thinking. Either I change my entire life and everything I'm doing so that I can be healthy, or I'm not doing good enough. Nothing is good enough. That's black and white thinking, my friend. There's plenty of space to make slow, small changes and adapt to them along the way and continue working up one step at a time. All right, my friends. I encourage you this week to keep practicing that deep breath. Cultivate your inner sense of well-being. Continue working on noticing what it feels like to get into that state of rest and digest. Becoming more sensitive and aware and attuned to your body's signals. And begin responding with love, care, kindness, and support to those signals. Taking one final breath, we will conclude this meditation practice with the sound of Om. Inhaling. Om. Namaste, beautiful people.